Do you ever wake up in one state and feel like you have a direction going, only to partway through your day have something incredibly unexpected shake the ground you're standing on? Have you ever had this experience? Feeling topsy-turvy. For some of you, that might be connected to purpose. Today, mine's about something else, and I'm going to take a much more personal spin in this than I was intending. But I want to talk about this idea of waking up in one space, and in the span of a few hours of our day, something really profound can happen, and it shifts everything. And if you don't know me, hi, my name is Jen. I'm the founder and owner of Laughing Lotus Wellness, and a purpose coach and expert is really my cup of tea. And as a clinical social worker of 20 plus years, I have lots of experience sitting across the couch from people dealing with all kinds of things connected to purpose, but also big life-altering events. And so today, I'm going to talk about pivoting. I was going to come in and talk about connection. This week I released a vlog all about the importance of noticing our habits and patterns and making sense of those. And the big message that I want to send to you to take away, if I could, kind of like give you something to walk away with, would be looking at our relationships as a beautiful mirror for how we are showing up in life to step into our highest good. That our connections are very often places where we will be mirrored back to us how things are going, okay? And I was gonna read to you guys from Jen Sincero, You Are a Badass. She has a great chapter in there. I was gonna read some of that and dig into that with you all and offer to take questions. So that was where I was going. And let me toss in there that tonight I'm holding a ceremony for my 12-week transformative program I'm running for women. And I have ceremony I have been planning for and prepping for, and spent some time in deep meditation this morning, getting myself ready. Hi, Lauren. Trying to purify myself to show up as energetically, beautifully as I can, because these women are really important to me and they're working their asses off and making great transformation. And I wanted to show up to that. So it was my every intention to show up here and do a traditional live, deep dive live with you all about what I talked about this week. And this morning, halfway through my morning, I was scrolling through Facebook to check in to see if anybody needed anything. And I saw that my neighbor had posted some information about her child being sick. And it really threw me for a loop. And it really threw me for a loop. I mean, when I say and it's not about me, friends, this message is not about me. But I recognize energetically it threw me for a huge loop, and it just really broke my heart. And my heart is now honed in on this family and what they're going to be dealing with, and reaching out to them. And so I did something, I pivoted. It was not how I thought I was going to spend my morning. I thought I was going to be prepping for you all, fine people. I thought I was going to be getting ready for ceremony. Instead, I spent a large hunk of my morning trying to organize some things to support these people. And it absolutely as it should be. And I want to invite you today, rather than doing what I was going to do in the connect, blah, 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 right? blah, 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 to talk about pivoting. And to invite you to take a look, a really long look at how you pivot in your life when something happens. Today, the right thing to do, the right answer, the right next step was to show up and be in space with this family, in prayer, energetically, and doing what I could with my healing meditative people. And so summoning up some energy in there, that was what I could do. And so I want to talk about that importance of pivot and the way that I define it. It's been a long minute since I have talked about pivoting the way that I define it as pausing, inventing a new direction, voicing your fears, looking for opportunities, and transformation. And so I thought today I'm going to pivot. And I talked to one of my best friends on the phone, and I was explaining to Natalie what was going on. And I said, my energy is not in a whole big live thing today. And I said I would be here. And my word means something to me. It means something really important to say. I'm going to show up. And I might not be providing the information I thought I was going to, but I am showing up here. So I wanted to be really honest about where I am and how I'm going to pivot for today. And so, Lauren, exactly, emotional and energetic boundaries. And typically, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm a push througher. In my life, you know, how do you show up? What's your pattern? Mine is a push thrower. You know, like I just like, it's like in the zone, you know, looking for the end game, right? I'm just chugging along, right? You can see I'm like literally hair still damp, not even completely ready today. That's how I'm showing up here. And that's not the right thing for today. It's just not the right thing. Lauren, you don't need to thank me. Thank you for saying so, but this is just being transparent. That some days we're going to go, well, I thought that was going to happen, and I guess fuck that noise, because I'm switching gears, because that is not the state I'm in today. And I wanted to be honest and real, because I don't want you to listen to me talk, right? I come in, I do my traditional connect talk, and I feel weird. I feel flat. I'm not cracking the same jokes I normally would. I'm not going to be myself, the self that most of you are exposed to. And so I thought, you know what, today is a great lesson in pivoting. And so today, you know what's important is pulling my shit together, keeping my shit together, doing what I can do. And today, that looks like every single lick of my energy is going to my ceremony I'm holding this evening for my ladies. And that is what I can do today. All the extra work I was going to try to get done, all the things, that is not going to happen today. So I'm pausing, talk to a friend to invent a new direction. And she was like, just don't do it. Just don't do it. Don't do the thing you would normally do. And it was great advice. It was great support. She was holding sacred space for me to be where I was. And I hope that you also have that. I hope that you have a community of people that will lovingly sit with you and be like, hey, you need to listen to where you are today. Because some days we're not where we thought we would be. And that's really important. Voicing your fears. You know, I think my fear in pivoting in this is that it's like I'm not doing the thing I normally would. I have this huge sense of responsibility. It's very hard for me to step away from that and pause and honor myself and honor what's happening around me. And I typically would chug through. So this is not an easy thing energetically for me to do either. It's hard. It's actually energetically doing the right thing. Mind-wise, not feeling quite like I want to. And so we're going to have these moments, right? So it's this fear, like, you know, oh, but, you know, I'm letting people down. And, you know, I'm sure like 25,000 people were not going to, you know, rush onto all of a sudden my Instagram and my YouTube and my Facebook, right? But I really want to be honest about that there is this mind space about how I'm supposed to show up. And do you have that? Do you relate to that? How do you show up in a state of big transformation transition? I did not see at 5 o'clock this morning when I woke up that this was going to be the turn of events. None of us do. This is how things show up. We can't plan for everything. And so, right, so this is what I'm sitting in. And I want to know how you pivot. What's your pattern? What do you do when things go wrong? Today, shit went wrong. It just did. And that is so true for all of us. It's so true for all of us that we're going to have these minutes. So I really want to invite that in. Look for opportunity. Well, this sounds as effed up as I can even imagine, looking for opportunity, and certainly not in what's happening for some friends of ours. But I can look for the opportunity to show up differently, to do something differently. And my opportunity was stepping into using my time on their behalf today, to do what I can do. And that was what I opted to do, right? So that was the opportunity in this day, was to show up differently, to shift gears, and to show up in service to other people who need it. And so I just want to throw that out there, right? So that's the O in pivot. And the transformation, I don't know. We'll see how I do. I'm being real. I don't know how that's going to look and feel today. But this is what I felt like I needed to do. And so I am not going to do my traditional talk today. I am not going to do my deep dive live. I am not going to step into that realm, because that's not what is right for me today. And I invite you, much the same way I am, is to, right? I either want to shut down or just do. I don't have a very good middle, I don't have like a second and third gear. And they may know what I'm talking about. And either I just want to not go on and do my thing, not show up, or just trudge through. And today was like, that is not the right answer. And so perhaps my transformation is living in the middle. And how do you show up? Post below. How do you show up in the hard minutes? How do you show up in moments of big transition you did not see coming? How do you show up mentally, emotionally, energetically? What do your behaviors look like? How do you typically show up for something? What would you normally do? And is that working? I think today my realization is that wasn't going to work for me. It wasn't going to work for me to show up today in the same state, acting like all was well when all is not well. And that the best use of my energy was pulling myself in and holding space for my feelings and my mental space, so that tonight when I'm holding ceremony, I am showing up and I can be as present as possible. And I'm still processing, this really hard news that we got today. And so I want to just invite this conversation. I feel like sometimes that's more important than anything I could share with you all. Like, as a coach, it's like, here's some more information. The information's not going anywhere. I can always do that. But pivoting into a moment of showing up in authenticity and transparency. And so maybe in pivot, it's transparency rather than transformation, right? Maybe we're talking about that T stands for transparency, that's a way to pivot. And so I'm stepping into that. And I'm a little bit sad not to be sharing the information like I thought I might, because I think it's really of high value and it's super supportive of people who are on their journey, stepping into that highest good, like we're doing in this month of June, really working at chugging through our habits and our patterns and the way that we see things and things like that, right? And so that was how I anticipated this day would be. And that is not this day. That is just not this day. And that is not the space I'm in. And I want to invite you. I want to invite you to step into your own journey. I want to invite you to pivot when something unexpected comes your way, to give yourself permission. Maybe that's the word P, right? Permission. I'm redoing this entire thing as I go here. Permission. Today, I'm giving myself permission to not show up and fake it until I make it, or to bow out because that's what I wanted to do. And so I'm not doing that. So I'm sitting smack in the middle of this. And I hope that somebody that needed to hear this, that needed that permission, that needed to have someone talk through, that sometimes when things are shit, we just want to honor that. And we just want to be in that place. We want to pause. We want to give ourselves permission. We need to give ourselves new direction and be transparent about where we're really at. And so for those of you looking for that deep dive live, maybe we'll cover it next week. Maybe we won't. I'm going to see how things are going. But I will be back live next Thursday at noon. And we'll, hopefully be in a different place and a different mindset. And we'll spend some time together processing some of this stuff for your highest good. And so, I hope you'll come back next Thursday. This is a weird, wacky, not normal Jen Day. But that feels like sacred stuff to be where I am and to be with his family and to put the mind and the heart space energy into that rather than something else that's not serving the highest good right now. And that's another way of looking at this is like, what's going to serve my highest good, like right now. You'll know we'll be back, Lauren. Thank you. And it is hard. And I'm so grateful for you being here and just listening and being a witness to this. So today, Lauren's word, honoring, is honoring where I am and honoring this mindset and this energy. And really just being present to all of that. And so today I'm present, I'm pausing, I'm giving myself permission. And I invite you to do the same. And I literally would love to hear from you about, how do you do this? What do you do when this something comes and you weren't expecting it, you didn't see it coming, and your day was chugging along, your life was chugging along, and we're all going to have this. I don't have anything different than the rest of you. We're all going to have minutes where we're going to be really thrown off course, and we have choices to make at that time. And I can stay stuck. I can avoid and do my old habits and patterns. I can blow myself off, and I cannot honor where I am, right? We can all do these things, or I can step into it differently. And if I'm trying to guide 7 brilliant women on a journey of transformation, I can't be a hypocrite. I can't be a hypocrite. This is what I would encourage them to do, to be honest in the hard stuff. So anyway, we'll be back next Thursday, but thank you so much for showing up today with me in this. I would love to hear from you if you're willing to post about, what do you do to pivot? What's your normal habit? Is it good and does it work? Or could it use some transformation? And I just would love to at least get some goodness going out of this live today for someone, because somebody needs to hear this, and someone would really benefit from hearing your methods of dealing with this stuff when it happens, because we all just get shit sandwiches some days. Today is a shit sandwich. So, all right. Love and light to all of you. Please comment below. I don't have anything else in my soul to give for today. I can't even be creative. All my creativity is going to be going to my ceremony this evening. But blessings, love, and light to you. And if you have any questions, feel free to direct message me, comment below with any thoughts, suggestions for people who are also in pivotal moments. Please share that with them. Everybody needs it. We generate the best wisdom when people are talking in community, which is why I love community so much. So please, if you have the inclination and resonates with you to share, I would be deeply grateful for that. All right, friends, until next time, we will be back next Thursday at noon. This is Laughing Lotus Wellness signing off. Till next time.